Your apartment, a place where you should feel safe, feels strangely colder tonight. The walls, usually silent, seem to whisper. And as you sit in your living room, you hear something, a sound. But when you turn to look, there's nothing there. Or is there? What if I told you this apartment has a story of its own? A dark story that you've only begun to uncover, and tonight it's waiting for you. Are you ready to listen? Or is it too late to leave? Claire was an ordinary woman, living an ordinary life. A 9-to-5 job, a quiet apartment, and a routine that rarely changed. Every day, she'd clock out of her office and walk the same route home. The apartment she rented on the 5th floor was small, cozy, no different from the building. But there was one thing that Claire never understood. Why was the rent so low? She'd asked the landlord once, but he only smiled and told her, "You're lucky to have it. Not many people are willing to live in this building." At first, it didn't matter. She'd heard the stories about the old building, rumors of its strange history, about tenants who left in a hurry, never to return. But they were just that, stories, right? "Hey, yeah, I'm just about to get in the shower. I'll be fine. It's just an old building." But something had changed. Claire had started noticing things, small things. A light flickering when it shouldn't. The front door that would never quite close properly, no matter how many times she tried to lock it. And the whispers. Sometimes, just before she would fall asleep, she thought she heard voices calling her name from the hallway. But when she opened the door, no one was there. One night, after returning from work, something happened that would change everything. Claire unlocked her door, stepped inside, and the air felt wrong. It was too cold, almost as if someone had been there. Someone waiting. Then it came, a soft, scratchy sound from the walls. It started as a tapping, a faint tapping, as if someone was inside the walls. She froze, listening, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end. Then suddenly, the phone rang. It was her landlord, but the message he left made her blood run cold. "Claire," he said, his voice trembling with a fear she had never heard before. "If you hear the tapping, you must leave the apartment. Tonight. Do not wait another minute." Fear gripped Claire's heart. She wanted to leave. She wanted to run. But the hallway with the elevator, there was something stopping her, something unseen. And when she turned to grab her keys, she noticed the mirror across the room, facing the door. Only this time, it was different. The reflection didn't match her movements. A shadow moved in the mirror just behind her, lingering longer than it should. Claire turned, heart pounding, but no one was there. The tapping returned, louder this time, desperate, panicked. Claire's breath quickened. She opened the door to the hallway, and that's when she saw it. The door across the hall, the one that had been locked for years, was ajar. Just slightly, but enough to see into the darkness. Claire stepped forward, her heart racing. What could it be? Was it her imagination? No. Something was wrong. As she walked closer, the tapping grew louder. The door creaked wider, and Claire felt an overwhelming force pushing her inside, urging her to step closer. Inside, the apartment was empty, yet the air felt thick with dread. The walls, they weren't just old. They were breathing. The same sound, the tapping, now louder, like nails scraping against wood. And there, at the end of the hall, was a room, its door wide open, its light flickering, a single chair in the middle. Claire stepped forward, her hands shaking. Then she saw it, written in the dust on the floor. "Help me." Claire spun around, ready to run, but something grabbed her arm, something cold, something unnatural. And then she heard a voice, whispering her name. But when she turned, no one was there. The apartment was alive, and it knew her. Was it the building itself, or something far worse? One thing was clear. The apartment held secrets that no one could escape, and now it was Claire's turn to uncover them. Is it too late to leave, or will Claire ever leave at all? Don't forget to subscribe, because next time, It might just be you who hears the tapping.